Aries, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. Like always, we're going to put down your baseline, clarify, and then also do some time frame checks. And also, like always, these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may or may not resonate. So take what resonates, leave it does not. And if they don't resonate at all, perfectly normal. Check out your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. What is going on, please, for the Aries collective? Show me Aries, show me Aries, show me Aries. I got some extremes from your fire cousins today. Leo's was brilliant. Sag, I'm like, what the heck is going on? What's up with you? Show me Aries, please. Show me Aries. Show me Aries, please. What's going on? Okay. Hit straight away the moon. Okay. Crossing Five of Pentacles. Secret fear of abandonment here. What's up with that? Do you want to abandon something or a construct, or you're afraid you'll have to? We'll see. That could play out in a couple different ways. All right. Above you, Seven of Pentacles, lack of growth. And yeah, proof of lack of growth is with you. It's hovering. It's not unknown to you. This is not an unknown quantity. This might be. This one is your everyday proof something's not shaking out well. Relevant past, Five of Cups, you have experience with mourning. And that mourning has carried over into present day. So when you see a past-oriented card in past position, that's like old pain, definitely old pain. And it's something that is affecting your decision making to this day, old pain that you never really recovered from, and it still hits you, and it comes in the form of fear. So you're showing me fear for something that you might have to deal with in present day, but we're not ready to acknowledge it. You have proof of stagnation, I believe, and what's kind of keeping you in check is your history with pain. Emotional abandonment, physical abandonment. Okay, exiting. Two of Wands, the ability to make a decision on the exit. I don't care for that. Let's see your bridge. Four of Cups. You feel like you've lost your ability to make a decision. I don't like that. That's anti-Aries. I'm going to call that right now. That's anti-Aries. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. I don't have a choice. Yes, you do. Or I'm not waiting. Maybe not on the surface where you're acknowledging it, but you're unhappy. Okay. Four of Cups. You're upset. You are not happy. Okay, you, the Emperor, your strengths, you remember who you are. The environment, though, is not supportive. You're in an unsupportive environment, honey. You don't accumulate this level of fear and what the hell is going on and dissatisfaction all by yourself. No. Your environment's painful. I don't know what this is. It doesn't have to be a love story, guys. We've got to break out of that box. This is anything in your life that I am describing that is with you every day and you can't escape it. And part of you fears escape. And part of you is resentful that you're still in this. You're in an emotionally unsupportive environment, honey. I don't like this at all. Hopes and fears, Queen of Swords, decision to make, outcome, Ace of Cups. We'll see. I want to see how your heart space is doing in the future, for sure. New love, possibly. But first, let's keep it here. The core energy is such that we got work to do. Let's get cracking. Show me this, the moon. Let me tell you guys, when I get readings like this, first of all, if you're not in a position to handle something like this, you want the good, the light stuff, the fast and dirty, that's somewhere else. This is where we should part ways. No offense taken. I only want you to watch what you feel you're capable of handling. If you already have your hackles up and you're already offended by half of what I'm saying, this is your time to take an exit. I am not offended. I don't want you to watch anything that offends you. You will take nothing from it except be pissed off with me. And I ain't got time for that. So, make those choices. This is either something where you feel like maybe it could be you, and maybe you should stick around and find out, or you're like, well, she's not showing me sunshine and rainbows today, so that, either way, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I just want you to do what's right for you, and that's why we're here. So let's see that moon, please. I want to show me that moon, please, in the current situation. Show me that moon. Between yours and Sag's break, Cinna, we had some playtime, and she's doing what puppies do. Burst of energy, goes to sleep. So now she's all quiet. Show me that moon, please. Oh, she's been great. She's an absolute doll. She's an absolute doll. Show me the moon, please. Show me that moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Oh, I do miss having a puppy. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. But I was ready for it. Oh, I'm very ready for it. You know, when you're ready for something, it shows. There's no going back, right? Once you cross that tipping point, you don't want to. That's the beauty of readiness and letting go of shit that doesn't work for you so you can greet the new with enthusiasm. And you never hesitate. Ten of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Page of Cups. You've been wondering why you can't access your sense of emotional equilibrium here under the moon, but it's like I'm not really addressing it either. There's the idea of my emotional equilibrium here has not shifted or changed in a long time. You're kind of low-key aware of this, but we don't want to address it too much. It's like not all is well. The admission here is that not all is well in your kind of Aries emotional neighborhood. You know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Not for this Aries. But the thing is, it's under the moon. You're not entirely aware of it, but you kind of suspect it. You don't really want to address it because when you address it, you think Five of Cups, you think Five of Pentacles, you think abandonment, you think loss. So we don't really want to acknowledge it. That whatever emotional equilibrium, again, your support system is coming across heavily right now. It has changed, but in order to appreciate that it has changed, how you feel about it and your place in it, you'd have to go into Hanged Man, and he's under the moon. So the shift we're feeling is here, but we haven't acknowledged it. It's an uncomfortable shifting for this Aries. Okay, we don't want to acknowledge it. It's under the moon. So it's not just you and someone else. There is a whole harmony system that does not feel harmonious at all. Again, your support system, your surrounding environment, I don't like it. And how you perceive yourself in it, how you experience it. We're going to keep digging. The Five of Pentacles, fear of abandonment, it challenges you. It challenges your moon specifically. Again, it's that kind of energy where people, like, if I had to acknowledge it, then I'd have to deal with it. So we're not acknowledging this. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm trying to show you that it is safe for you to recognize your feelings have changed in this, or that it doesn't feel good to you, or it doesn't treat you well. But you don't want to acknowledge it because then you'd have to do something about it. And in your mind, it's like doing something about it means possibly abandoning this, and I can't deal with that. I've been through it before. I don't want to go through these major pains again. You see how one's like, you're already showing me a certain level of defensiveness, covering it up, because if I acknowledge it, I'll have to do something about it, right? Let's see that Five of Pentacles, please. In the challenge position, show me that. Show me that Five of Pentacles, show me that Five of Pentacles. The heart space is not adding up like it used to, but you're also saying you're afraid to look outwards to different horizons. Let's see that Five of Pentacles, please. Show me that Five of Pentacles. You can't quite seem to access how your place in this has changed. Ace of Swords, the truth about your feelings. Ace of Cups. The Devil, fear keeps you in check. Yeah. Well, it had to be something, didn't it? Some of you are terrified of abandonment. I don't know if it's about abandonment issues, honey. I just know that the Devil means business. The Devil next to your Ace of Cups, your beautiful heart space, next to your Ace of Swords, a particular truth here. Some of you have come to terms with the fact that you kind of know that even while under the moon, it's not entirely clear to you that your place in your emotional world has changed. You don't see yourself in it. You don't really feel yourself in it. We haven't addressed this. But what you do know at the conscious level is that you are terrified of abandonment. This you do know. And it keeps your heart in check from coming to terms with what's under your moon. Like I said, if you saw it and acknowledged it, you'd have to deal with it. You don't want to have to abandon another project. It's coming across like that. For which you say you were very much a part of, but not in here. Not really. You've been unhappy with it for a long time. You can't find your place in it. And you feel obligated to stay in it, to contribute to it, even though it doesn't seem to help support you or help you thrive or function very well. You're like, I'm not going through that shit circus again, Christina. I can't abandon this, and I'm terrified to be abandoned by it. This is what I got to work with, so no, I don't want to see how my feelings have changed or how their feelings in this dynamic has changed about me. I don't want to see that shit. I just acknowledge. Is it enough for me, Christina, to just acknowledge I don't want to leave it, or I'm scared it's going to leave me? I wouldn't know what else to do. So you have a partial truth and an unpartial truth. Well, it's there. The truth is there. We just can't access it. It's under the moon. You seem to have chalked it up to fear. I'm afraid to change. I'm afraid to see things differently. I'm afraid to, you know. But the premise for what's behind it seems to be what you're most protective of. Okay, let's see that Seven of Pentacles, the influential energy with you every day. Growth, slowness, possibly stagnation. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles, please. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. There's the Ace of Wands, the Emperor, the Five of Cups. Damn it, it's still with you, Jesus. It's like if it's not one thing or it's another. I'm tired of being that person who constantly has to repair kingdoms or keep them going. You're saying it's so hard. The past is with you so heavily. Honey, I got it. I got it. You know, 2 + 2 here. 2 + 2 Aries. This is not insubstantial hurt. These are big owies in your life that you have experienced not once but possibly twice. And you're saying you can't confront that kind of thing again. Some of you have had attachment issues ever since, being majorly let down, abandoned, or hurt, or betrayed, and you're like, I can't go through it. You're clinging to something that's already in play, even though it doesn't support you here anymore. And frankly, you don't want it anymore. But you can't see that. You can't see that. No. Because then you'd have to admit to yourself something's got to be done about it. And the Emperor and the Ace of Wands, so you keep forcing yourself to be empowered. You know, keep showing energy to whatever it is I got going on. Seven of Pentacles. It might be slow. It might have stagnated, Christina. But I tell you what, I'm in control of it. I got it. I put the best of my energy into it. And that's because the pain is still attached to you about shit that's gone down in the past. That still influences you to this day. And it's also that same shit that keeps you in check to keep cultivating a garden that crapped out for you a long time ago. That's where we are. Let's see this Five of Cups, honey, that's in the relevant past. I want to see that hurts you. Okay. I want to see it. A couple of times, too. Family systems that failed you. We're talking family systems, guys, in case I didn't make that clear. It's not just love stories. Family systems. Whole groups of context are in here. What do you think 5 is divided by? I'm sorry, what do you think 10 is divided by? You get your 5s. Okay? It's a lot of 5s. Family functions, marriages, family dynamics, continuity or lack of. Show me that 5 of Cups, please. All I want is what's best for you, but you look very unhappy and forcing yourself to act like you're not. The High Priestess, Temperance, and the Fool. I know you told yourself you did a good job healing, and I think perhaps parts of you did. But it still carries over. It still carries over. Not too long ago, it's looking like to me, your heart had a moment, maybe a long-standing moment with Temperance. It felt temporarily alleviated. I don't quite know how to explain it, but it felt light in ways it had not in years. And then you got hurt again not too far ago. Some of you have been through some shit. We're talking major losses here. Foundations world, and you had a fresh example not too long ago, and it still carries with you. And it kind of reminded you, right, to be thankful for what you got. Don't lose it. Right? Not too long ago, the Fool, Temperance, the High Priestess, something intuitively felt very right, calming, but joyous at the same time, light. It seemed to be yet another example of the latest 5 that you carry with you to this day. It seems to be unrelated to this. This is something else that's already going on. An overall support structure that fails you. You don't find yourself in it, but you're terrified to leave it. And then you had a fresh reinforcer about why it is you're supposed to stay in this, because it's too scary. And yet, not too long ago, your heart felt incredibly light, easy. You could really heal yourself. I mean, not just heal yourself, but hear yourself with the High Priestess. It represented an opportunity. And love was just some sort of opportunity to open up and let go of pain of the past. But we could not engage with it fully. For fear of losing this, or I don't know. It still haunts you to this day. But it's not the only incident. I think previous incidences kept you from fully engaging in this, or yeah, for a while you felt so light and warm. I don't know who provoked that. There's someone else here I cannot see. But they felt right. But we couldn't give in to them either. The fear of losing this construct was still in play, even though it does not speak to you anymore, nor does it fit you. But again, to acknowledge it is to do something about it. Okay, Two of Wands, exiting. Two of Wands, exiting. Show me that Two of Wands, please. Show me that Two of Wands, please. That is exiting. Queen of Cups, the World, the Moon. Oh boy. Why are you so afraid? Why are you so afraid to admit to yourself you don't love this anymore? Whatever this core is. This was a fresh reminder to be afraid. To be afraid. Something influenced you that says be open. Listen to yourself. This feels good. This feels right. And it's an influential energy. One that represented healing, temperance, love, and a sense of intuition is attached to it. It still influences you, and you see it as a missed opportunity, sadness, emotional abandonment. But when the loss of this happened, it kind of doubled down on your current fear of abandonment. Whatever this is that you don't love, and that you don't even particularly care for, you're terrified to lose it regardless. And we're getting less and less in touch with the fact that we don't want it anymore. We're doing everything we can to not acknowledge this. The moon is here twice, your heart space in the world. You don't love this anymore, but you're saying there is no decision to make. You're really trying to get yourself to believe it is what it is. And it's not. It's not at all. I see it right here in your Four of Cups. It's still here. Let's see that Four of Cups, please. Let's see that Four of Cups, please. I don't know, honey, if your family dynamic is such that it could not allow you to engage in this, even though that you really wanted to. It represented a freshness, a lightness of being, and you had access to it for some time with temperance, and it healed parts of you, it soothed parts of you. It helps you forget old pains of the past. It puts you in touch with yourself, but it's almost like saying, it's a shame I can't have it. It still influences you. Even while you kind of double down and continue to keep on keeping on with that Seven of Pentacles. It's almost like you're saying, my not loving this doesn't matter. I'm going to make sure it doesn't matter, you know? But this somehow stopped you or prevented you from giving yourself to this. And it seems like it was a damn good fit. Seven of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Two of Cups. You're unhappy, honey, by the lack of emotional growth that surrounds you. It's whatever the hell this is that's so stunting and limiting, and you say you're terrified to let go of. You're saying there's no love in it. Not really. It's not fair. It's not equal. It doesn't give to you. It's kind of stingy. It doesn't seem to acknowledge your emotional needs or qualities anymore. And it's that same thing that you keep on keeping on, Seven of Pentacles. Whatever that Seven of Pentacles is, that's under your moon structure and emotional equilibrium, it makes you exceedingly unhappy. Again, I have to insist that Aries keeps telling themselves, but I can't abandon it, or I'm terrified it will abandon me. I don't know what that fresh, it was with you for a while, but it gave you a lightness and a real authentic taste of self. I said, this is how it could be. And it's almost like you're saying, well, damn, if it weren't for this. One's natural, not forced, and it came of its own free will and accordance, and how you reacted to it was also natural. This is unnatural. Forcing yourself to cultivate a garden you have no feeling for, and it doesn't seem to love you back. We can't acknowledge this. You just seem to think it's a fear. That's it. That's all it is. It's fear. Fear to let this go. That must mean I still love it. It's one of the devil's tricks, honey. It's why people convince themselves to stay in something that's fundamentally makes them unhappy. Right? If I take this much shit from it, that must mean I love it. That's one of the devil's best and oldest tricks. This is one of their greatest hits. If the devil had a greatest hits album, that would be #1. It causes me a tremendous amount of pain. That must mean I love it if I choose to stay. Or I don't know what the hell that is. I just know that there's no love in it, and it makes you unhappy. We can't admit this. But I gotta stick to it. I just know it prevented you from whatever that is. You got a taste of it, though. You got more than a taste. Your spiritual and emotional reaction to it was such that it felt so real, really real. I dare say high, but at the same time healed. Healed and high. I don't know how else to describe that, and it is an influence. Let's see the Emperor, please. Your strengths. Oh, of course. Of course you can be strong-willed. You showed me that up here. I have the strength to continue the Seven of Pentacles. I'll do it. I got the energy for it. It just sucks about that other thing, but, you know, whatever. This, I gotta keep that going. I don't know why. It's not out of love. But I will say this. On your bridge, there's more of an acknowledgement here. So some of your moon energy is trying to resolve itself. I will say that. Okay. The Emperor, please. The Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. It's consistent, I'll give you that. It's very consistent. Very consistent. That was all in your opening. Five of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, you. Nine of Wands, you're resisting breaking from this Ten of Cups thing. That does not fit you at all. 100% does not fit you. You can't find your place in it, you can't feel your place in it, and you also can't seem to acknowledge these things. Again, to see it, you'd have to deal with it. You don't want to see it. But that vision, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm saying fortunately because I want what's best for you, this is not what's best for you. I don't even think you think it's what's best for you. It's kind of like saying, well, this is what I got to do. And I'm terrified to leave it. What else am I supposed to do? You're saying it's your strength. This is your balance. This is something you have to do. You have to resist breakage and make it work come hell or high water. At what cost? It's your cost. You will ultimately pay that kind of price tag. This is what you call energy fragmentation. So in other words, you're not consolidated towards this. In other words, you know it's not your truth, but you're persisting or acting like it is. And thus, the fragmentation is born. It's not who you are, but you're saying it is. You opened up immediately with that Five of Pentacles, that Ten of Cups. I don't know what that is to you, but I keep coming back to overall support. This world and these hearts that surround you are not your world, and they're not your hearts. Do they love you? I'm sure. the way you kind of sort of love them. Is it the love that you want in your life? Not really. Is it there for you? Yeah, but not really. Are you there for it? Yeah, but not really. You're saying you know when it's time to take charge. And that you say it's your job to keep this together at all costs. You know, again, where that's coming from, right? I see you fending off abandonment. Hardcore. For whose happiness? Yours or someone else's? Or many people's? It's another little trick right there. You know, well, if this happens, everybody else will be unhappy, so that'll be on you. Everything begins with the self. If you are this unappreciated and unsupported in your emotional world, because you don't particularly care for it either. So it's giving it right back to you. It's like a really bad tennis match. You're not really happy to be on one side, and what you're getting back in return isn't really happy to play with you either. Let's see that Three of Swords, please. Let's see that environment. Show me the environment. I gotta see this. It's pain. Three of Swords is pain. Straight up pain. Show me that Three of Swords, please. Show me that Three of Swords. Show me that Three of Swords. Four Cups. God dang it. Ten of Wands. The more we... Nine of Swords. Jesus, honey. The more we deny our truth, the worse it gets. That's usually how it goes, yes. The more we continue to fragment ourselves over an untruth, the worse the environment gets. Again, everything begins with the self. So if you're trying to force yourself to keep something together you don't particularly care, want, or desire, it's going to show. You're only going to be able to hold that many. You see what happens when we go through life like this with a grip? I have to control. I can't allow abandonment to happen. I have to keep putting up with this. You start creating fists, okay? Which means your hands are no longer open to catch anything else that might be good for you because it's too busy being like this. And what happens when you have a death grip? First of all, you need to question that you should have a death grip at all in any situation. You don't. You shouldn't. It's supposed to flow naturally. If it doesn't, we need to recognize it, open our hands up to let it go, and be in the position to receive new. At some point you had the opportunity to receive something new, but it meant relinquishing something else. You couldn't do it. So you were kind of going like this. I have to keep hold of this other thing. But there's this influential energy. I can't quite see it, but it was powerful. It taught you temperance, patience, healing. To feel good about you. To feel good about opening up. To be in touch with yourself. So you were trying to partially open your hands to catch it, but you can't. It's like there's not enough space. Why? Because we're afraid to abandon something that frankly doesn't seem to want us or love us or care about us. And it's large, I'll give you that. It's a large dynamic. It's not casual at all. It's not super small. It's not a friend. It's not a coworker. It's something that you say is on large scale. And yet, even though it's large scale, you still feel divided from it. Anyway. Here. You just haven't allowed it to come through in the 3D. So that Three of Swords, I told you, I don't like your environment. I don't. I saw it right away. You're saying you have to participate in it, give to it, keep it together. You seem to think that's your responsibility. And the more you assume that responsibility, the worse the feeling gets. We're still unhappy, anxious, and labored. You feel like it's riding all on you because it is. You're choosing to participate in something that doesn't seem to want you. So how up to you is it really? You're the one choosing to be like this. You can unchoose it. But first, you have to come to terms with the fear of abandonment principle. If we stopped using the word abandonment like it's a dirty little word, the world, I'm trying to combine those words, the world would be a very different place. If we stopped seeing abandonment as a fear thing, therefore stop trying to control it and just allow things to break the way they're supposed to, instead of forcing it to stay together when it doesn't want to, if we just allow things to fall apart, we would better trust that things will fall into place. Things happen for a reason. And the more we, as humans, interfere with the process, these are the results. We resist what's there, And we don't open up fully to what is there trying to present itself to us. I know I'm looking at Aries, it's like it's on me to keep this together. You really want to believe that, not because this is right for you, but because it's wrong for you, and you're terrified to part ways with it. I had something here that got close to being so right for you, but I don't know what it is. It still influences you. It was beautiful, it was soft as a butterfly's wings, and you had access to it. It was in your life for just a while. It was so soft. It landed on you like a butterfly. Your response to it was equally light. There's nothing forced about it, other than it had to exist for some reason, you said. It's like, if it weren't for this, but honey, you choose to keep it. Yes, baby, I hear you. That's a puppy. Okay, that's my cue then, I suppose, to move on. I want you to know how strongly opposed I am to this, for your sake. And that's if you resonate with it. So if you don't take it. It's that simple. Okay? I want you to get through this. I want you to do more than get through this or put up with it or deal with it. Life is not about how much you can deal with. Fuck that. Life is so much more than what I can deal with or put up with. Bullshit. It's such bullshit. Why are human beings trained this way? I have no idea. I have no idea. We're not supposed to wear that kind of hardship like a badge of honor. We're supposed to live fucking life to the best of our abilities and recognize when it's not for us, so we have permission, we have blessed permission to let it go instead of finding reasons to keep it. I want you to have, this is not emotionally healthy or supportive. And that bootstrap shit, honey, I respect it. Sometimes you got to get the job done, but life isn't supposed to be about getting the job done. I want so much more for you. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. Because you deserve it. Because I wouldn't want that kind of hardship on my worst enemy. That's why. You know? Good tarot, I will point out, is essentially timeless. So if you're an Aries who identifies with this, and you understand what I'm saying, I apologize. The scale of it is such as that I can't uniquely identify it to one situation or person. It's a little more comprehensive, so I'm seeing it more as a full-on life scale for this Aries. We're talking family, not just spouse, family, friends, community, for which you haven't felt at peace with or at place with in a long time, and frankly, you don't want to, but we can't admit that to ourselves. And it most certainly doesn't seem to carry you well, either. So it's not just attributed to one individual. You're saying it's a whole fucking situationship. And you're saying it's on me. You know that where that sense of on me, it's all on me comes from? We all have a devil, don't get me wrong. If you say you don't, that's your devil. That's delusional. That's bullshit. Everybody has a devil. Everybody. It's just like the moon, which we all have a moon. To what degree are you familiar with it? The more you understand your strengths and your weaknesses, there you go. The more you understand your strengths and weaknesses, you can highlight one and subtract from the other. Everybody has a devil. Everybody has a moon. Yours are working together. That's how I know this whole situationship is wrong. They wouldn't have to do shit if it was healthy. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. Show me that Queen of Swords. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. Six of Pentacles, the Tower. Hold on. I'm going to say Ace of Cups. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please, in the outcome. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please. You need to be... Some of you are very comfortable with that moon energy. It does a lot of background noise for you. Think of the moon as kind of like all these running software programs you have up on your computer or your laptop, and you wonder why it's so slow. Well, it's because you got 50 things running in the background. That's what the moon energy is like. It has a lot of things running in the background. Again, the more acquainted we are, the less surprised we are, and therefore it has less space. Your moon is taking up a phenomenal amount of background energy. You are manifesting things and you're not aware of it. And it's also on a large scale. You basically want something to completely supplant this. You want a whole new 10 to cover up this. You don't know that you're manifesting it. Not really. Not really. You're pulling in something sizable because your heart's craving it. Your heart's craving the best, but you're not acknowledging that you want something to completely... You want a whole new life to overlay this. You do. I told you it was sizable, and it's not just one person in there that you're having love problems with. This is a whole damn lifestyle. You want something from your heart, Ace of Cups, but still under your moon, to come in and sweep all this away and lay over, and just put a nice new fresh layer or something over it. I want you to be mindful of that, because that would be like putting linoleum on top of linoleum. You need to know that you're doing it, okay? Just please be aware of that. I want what you want, so long as it's in your best interest. You will accomplish that 10 of Pentacles soon if you embrace it with the moon. But that also means coming to terms with this. That you want a whole new life, a whole new foundation, a whole new source of love and community and sense of respect and dignity. You do. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Aries. But what's the point of manifesting it if you're not acknowledging it? That means, again, you'd have to acknowledge this. This is under your moon twice. You're not happy with the whole fucking enchilada here. Or the sides. And if you ordered a margarita, then that's one shitty, watered down, has no alcohol in it margarita. Okay? I'm from the South. What are you going to do? Everything's Tex-Mex down here. Okay? So I don't blame you at all. Let's make that clear. Look at me. I do not blame you for manifesting a whole new 10 of Pentacles from the best place in your heart. I don't blame you. But in order to do that, you have to know that you are done with this, and I still don't see you acknowledging it, except for one piece right here. That's what kicked off my suspicion. It got my eyebrow up like that. This piece right here, hopes and fears. In other words, it's contemplative. It's possible. Which immediately explained to me your outcome. You both fear a dramatic shakeup and your balances, and you also hope for it simultaneously. Yes. 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 What did I say? I pegged it from the beginning, guys. Rewind it if you don't believe me. In order to do something about this, you'd have to acknowledge it. What have we not been doing this whole time? Acknowledging it. Even your moon is manifesting behind her own back, trying to get its goal without you acknowledging that you want that goal. You feel me? We on the same page? You have a huge goal that you're trying to pull through, and I don't know how the hell you're going to do that if you don't turn around and take a look at this shit first. Hopes and fears, Knights of Pentacles. It might be slow, but I'm seeing it as something that's past due. Acknowledgement. King and Queen of Swords, they're all about acknowledgement. Take out the bullshit. Let's get to the facts, Jack. Okay, pros and cons, weigh that shit up. I am tired of it. Figure it out. They openly acknowledge shit. They ain't got time for the moon. They ain't got time for the devil. They're like, give me the facts now. Hopes and fears. Plenty of time has come and gone about your balances in the overall sense. Recognizing that they need to change radically. Grand overhaul, grand sweep. I don't see it again attributed to one thing. It's a whole lifestyle. The open acknowledgement of it is both your fear and your hope. Part of you wants to do this. We already know the fear part. You made that clear. We need to openly acknowledge this. From a good place in your heart, do you want more that you can connect to? Yes. That you can love? Yes. That supports you? Yes. That you can feel and see yourself in? Yes. That requires acknowledging it to do something about it. I hate saying how your environment gets worse and worse, and your sense of self degrades with it. No human being should experience that. It's not gonna, listen to me, it's not gonna magically change for us. We have to do it our damn selves. It's weird saying that to an Aries, so it makes me think you're not Aries sun or rising. It's like maybe a minor placement. Our environment here isn't going to magically change or get better. That's one of the reasons why it's under your moon, because you unconsciously, or rather I should say subconsciously, already know this. If it had magically gotten better by now, you'd know. And you wouldn't need a devil reinforcing your decision to not abandon it. Like I said, if you openly acknowledged it, you'd have to do something about it. I want you to get in touch with that space, because I don't know how the hell, honey, you're supposed to manifest the whole new thing from the heart with all that shit in the way. It will keep you or prevent you from having complete clean slate energy. Clean slate life, clean slate everything. If we had more time, you better bet your ass, I would like to have clarified this further. That influence is beautiful. It's bold, it's bright, it's light. It's like I said, it's like a butterfly. It's a butterfly effect. Yeah. As I often say, little ripples lead to big waves. In this case, the butterfly wings. I don't know what had you at that point, at some point in your timeline, made you feel open and fresh and alive. But you also equate it to loss, which reinforced your fear of abandoning what you already had. Okay. I'm sorry, there's not enough excuse in the world to say I have to put up with this. No. There isn't. And if you really believe that, you wouldn't be watching Tarot for Hope. Let's get that out of the way. But what most people don't realize is how much work goes into it. The same kind of work and acknowledgement that some Aries somewhere is kind of afraid of. Not because you can't, but because you could. You do want a whole new foundation, subconsciously. The only difference between that one, which you are manifesting without acknowledging, and this one, do you see the difference? Fear to let go of this from the heart. Wanting this from the heart. It might still be under the moon subconsciously, but at least it's coming from a clean place in your heart, as opposed to fear of the heart. Ergo, one is for you, one is not. But we have a job to do as humans in acknowledging it and allowing ourselves to do something about it. I wish I had more time. I would like to have known when you knew that light. October what? When you knew that lightness of being. Or when you last felt it. June. That's not last June. Upcoming June might be important for some of you. October, 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 October. What happened in October? On a Sunday within 5 years? It's very specific. Within 5 years, some of you, 5 years from October, you might know what to do. You might have a stronger sense of self about what it is you want to do, realistically. What it is you want to do, can do, and will do. November, 3 years for some of you. A month, October, November is interesting. Fall time is some reason is significant. Within a month for some of you, within 3 years. That feels a little more correct. 5 years might have been when the process started, and let's say you're in year 2, in which case you would have 3 more years before this is complete. Or, like I said, you know what you're going to do, or allow yourself to do. I think for some of you this has been I think for some of you this has been a 5-year process, but you're already in like year 2 of it. I'm talking about the accumulation of time. This past year was difficult. The year that preceded it was also difficult. I think some of you are starting to exit this difficulty. It might take about 3 years. But I'd rather you know what you're doing than not. Stuff like this does take time to unfold. Okay. Aries, honey, I do hope this helps you. I know it wasn't easy. Sometimes they're not. Real tarots for life. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.